Well, 9 News is celebrating 70 amazing years of being on air. And here at Colorado and Company, we thought it would be super fun to learn more about some of the local businesses that have been here for 70 plus years, which led us to Rockmount Ranch Wear. Have you been there? Well, they were founded in 1946 and they're still putting the snap in shirts. Well, a few of my favorite shirts are behind me or next to me right here. Love these. And Steve, he is third generation and current president. He tells us more about this wonderful place. Well, Steve, I can say that I've been to the store and it is definitely a must-see right here in Denver. But tell us first the history behind the company and Papa Jack.
Well, Rockmount was started in 1946 by my grandfather, Papa Jack, and he is famous for making the first shirts with snaps. He also went on to become the world's oldest CEO, working until age 107.
Wow, 107. Now you are a third generation president of this place. That's got to mean so much to you. And how did you first get started in the business, or what prompted you to say, I'm going to carry this on?
Well, you know, it was in my DNA, you might say. My father joined my grandfather in the 50s, and they worked together in 50 years. My father took over the design side of the business and handled that until I started doing design. But I grew up coming into the office on Saturdays with my dad as a child, and it just was very much part of our family history. And originally I intended to do something else. I went to law school, and when I finished, I discovered that there were too many lawyers, and suddenly the family business became more attractive.
Definitely. Well, look, you've pretty much written the book on Western wear. Why is that such a passion for you, and how does it work?
You know, what's special about Western is that it's distinctly American. A lot of fashion originates in other parts of the world, especially Europe, but this is something we can claim as our own. And my grandfather, he had the genius to know that Westerners wanted their own fashion identity, and that really didn't exist prior to his involvement beginning in the 30s. I can say that he is responsible for creating the shirt side of the fashion identity, but there's more to it. There's hats, boots, jeans. This was just part of it, and what we're known for is shirts, accessories, hats.
Yeah, again, I've been in your store and just loved so many things in there that I wanted to buy that very same day. Well, the brand that we have right here in Denver has actually made its name known throughout the world. Tell me how that happened.
Well, you know, it's kind of interesting because we're just a small family business here on Wazee Street, and when I came into the company, we were below the radar, and so my job has been to build our brand and to make us part of the landscape. And I did that on the foundation of what my grandfather and my father laid. But we've been very fortunate because there's been a huge range of celebrities from film and music that buy Rockmount and wear Rockmount. And that's been sort of our secret weapon, that we've had massive exposure in hundreds of movies and by hundreds of musical artists. And it just kind of put us on the map so that people who study fashion know about us.
Definitely. Well, can you name one of those celebrities? Because now I'm curious.
Well, my first one that I became aware of was Elvis, and that led to hundreds more. But if you come into our store, you'll see photographs of Eric Clapton, Paul McCartney, Robert Plant. There's even some football players over there. Tom Brady. It's kind of unending. There's a Bruce Springsteen cover of Esquire magazine, and this is all stuff that has happened organically. We don't pay for this exposure. This is something that somebody has chosen to do, not be paid to do.
Absolutely. I think those are some pretty big names there. Well, what would you say are the most popular things you have in the store?
Well, we're most famous for our shirts, but we make other things. But we make shirts for men, women, and kids. We make a huge range of styles, and the idea is that there's something for everybody. Whether you're a skateboarder or a grandpa, there's something that should appeal to you, and it's a huge range of fabrics. Dress shirts like what I'm wearing, to ornate embroideries, shadow plaids, novelty prints. We make about 200 different styles of shirts. But in addition to that, we make felt and straw hats, we make fleece blankets, and accessories.
Well, there is definitely something for everyone. And look, Rockmount Ranch Wear is a big part of Denver history. Thank you so much, Steve, for taking the time to talk with us today. Very, very neat story there.
Thank you, Claudia.
I love this place. Okay, and to learn more about the store, Rockmount Ranch Wear is located right there on Wazee Street in downtown Denver. You can call them at 303-629-7777 or find them online at rockmount.com. We'll be right back.